The Rogansphere won't stop roasting Austin, Texas. I'll be honest, comedy's pretty gay. It's been pretty shitty for a long fucking time, dude. You know, let's not mince words, dude. You know, as soon as I was into like Rogan and all that shit when you had to like listen to it on his website. And it was fine back then. It was fun. It's like you found some secret shit. And that was great. But then it got to a point where these comedians would come on his show and, you know, he'd come out with a special, they'd come out with a special, and you realize like half the fucking special is shit that you've heard them tell over and over again on these fucking podcasts, bro. And I think at that moment, I just stopped listening to both. And I stopped listening to podcasts and I stopped watching stand-up specials. Because who gives a shit? You know what I mean? Like, they're not even trying. They spend 10 years crafting the perfect dick joke. And it's like, all right, dude, but it's still a fucking dick joke. Like, good fucking job.
Let me just say,
like, literally anyone at, like, a blue-collar job is funnier than these guys.
Austin, I gotta tell you that, Austin. I don't know how these people, these Gillises or these Tyler Fish or these Seguras, who must be Greek, how do they live there? I mean, it's that city is a boiling pot of evil goo just circling a dish.
Texas is gayer than LA. I'll say it.
Texas is
Fair. That's fair.
Wait, why?
I'm sure not the rest of the
guys
state.
showing off.
Austin is a gayer version of.
There is equally as many shirtless guys in Austin as there is down
I
there.
haven't seen one shirtless guy here.
I've seen it. Though.
I'm sure
Nate's
you've seen a bunch.
looking for
The city of Austin, Texas, let's be very honest, is dangerous. The homeless there.
Look at this. Look at this fucking freak, dude. You can tell a lot by a man's outfit. I feel like this is like a Ukraine hat somehow.
Are more aggressive than I've ever seen them in New York. That,
Oh, goddamn. I want to catch the shoes.
I've seen it. Though.
I'm sure you've seen a
Nate's
bunch.
looking for
the city of
Look at the shoes. The little red socks. This dude's wide as fuck, dude. Wide as fuck. And look at this. This setup is like insane, dude. This is like this reminds me a lot of like the waiting room in a studio I worked at, which, you know, back then the waiting room in this specific studio wasn't all decked out and shit. Very cheap, you know. And this is your set. Your set looks cheap, bro. And the wall behind you, this is all fucked up back here, dude. Like, we might
Austin,
be
Texas,
drunk.
let's be very honest, is dangerous. The homeless there are more aggressive than I've ever seen them in New York. As a metropolis, it's
And
bad.
it's pretty
brown.
small.
It's small. It's brown. There's no grass. It's not green. It turns brown. For 4 months out of the year, it's over 100.
What you got to understand about comedians is these guys, you know, at least the ones like in big cities, they go around doing spots all over the city. You know what I mean? For like $5 a spot. You know what I mean? They wait till like 1 a.m. to go on stage for 10 minutes to craft their joke, and then they get paid like $5, and they do this all night. You know what I mean? All week, all month. Some of them, if they get lucky, they'll go on tour. You know, most recently, if you get Joe Rogan to like you, you'll have a career. But for the most part, that's the career that these guys are striving to have. I want to be like, it's insane. It's insane, dude.
Degrees. The lake is vomit colored, and there are brain-eating amoebas that can swim up your nose and kill you within 48 hours. It's
Tim, you're not swimming in a lake anyway, dude. You got nothing to worry about, sis.
rare, but it happens.
The Austin comedy bubble might have finally popped. It's been about 5 years since Joe Rogan packed up his stool-riding talents and headed to Texas, planting the flag for what would become the comedy Mothership. Along the way, he managed to coerce a few of the
What is that, a fucking diner? Hey, imagine if, like, Rogan had this much, like, influence back when he moved to that, like, random house on a mountain where, like, he tells the story about Oh my God, I can't believe like I know that this is in the recesses of my memory. Like Rogan moved to some way out of the way house in Colorado where mountain lions would eat his dog. And that was like normal. Imagine if he had the influence back then when all these, that would actually, I'm not going to lie, that would be amazing. Like they all moved to this mountain in Colorado. And then instead of like Rogan's dogs getting eaten, like Joey Diaz gets eaten or Sam Tripoli, you know what I mean, get attacked by a mountain lion. That would actually be amazing. That would be
Top
amazing.
250 comedy assassins in the world, guys like Shane Gillis, Tom Segura, Tim Dillon, Duncan Trussell, and most recently Brendan Schaub. Brendan may not crack the top 250, but he's definitely #1 in the hearts of the Rogansphere haters.
But let's be honest, man. Someone like Schaub, who has like CTE and like 30 IQ, he is like the perfect comedian because all the other comedians, they really think they're philosophers. Have you ever seen? I know you have. Andrew Schultz. The way he sits back and pontificates about like the gayest shit that doesn't fucking matter. Like someone like Schaub is better than everyone on that fucking Schultz show. He's better than Andrew Schultz. He's definitely better than Akash Singh. You know what I mean? Like, get the fuck out of here, man.
And let's be honest, the only reason any of these comics moved to Austin was because that's where Rogan went.
Oh, and the worst thing, dude, I don't want to hear shit in the comments, dude. If you're gonna come in here and defend this shit, fuck you, dude. But ultimately, dude, here's the thing, man. The worst thing that started happening is the producers of the podcast. Like, look, Red Band, hilarious. I love Red Band, always will. Again, like, Red Band is like what podcasting should be, not this horse shit. You know what I mean? But when you get Chin, you got Chin over here and his little band, the Merry Fuckheads, doing a whole podcast. Oh, we're the producers of your favorite podcast. Awesome. I'm not going to listen. Who listens to that shit, dude? Jesus Christ, dude.
But out of all of them, Brendan feels like,
oh, you're so mad. No, dude, I'm not mad. That shit's just fucking stupid.
The only one who moved there because he had no other option.
You going through a tough time? And I was like, I just moved to Austin, man. Yeah, I'm trying to find my way. I'm heartbroken about LA. Yeah.
Then why didn't you just stay? Right? Because the weirdest thing is Schaub moved all the way out there to be closer to Rogan and get back into and then he quits comedy. You know what I mean? And oh man, pathetic.
It's LA, right?
Oh yeah. Fuck yeah.
And then this fucking old non-consenter right here. Jeez, buddy.
I miss my community, my routine.
He's really pathetic, bro. He's like, dude, I used to listen to 10-minute podcasts. I still do. That's like one of the best podcasts ever, and Brian Callen's on it. And yeah, he gives himself up a lot in those jokes, meaning he exposes himself a lot. And maybe he thought, people wouldn't listen or notice, but I listen and I notice.
I'll find it, and it's starting to happen.
You'll find it.
I talked to this guy last night, and he moved from LA, and he was like, "Yeah, Texas is great, man. Best decision I ever made." He goes, "But you should know it's no LA, because you're gonna miss. There's no replacing LA." And I was like, "Oh, how long did it take you to get? How long did it take you to get back in your routine and feeling comfortable?" It was 3 years. I went, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, tough 3 years." Tough 3 years. I went, oh shit.
See, I don't feel that way.
I went, hopefully it's faster for me than that. He goes, probably not, but you figure it's only 3 years.
Jesus Christ.
But just the sweetest guy, dude.
Of all the comedians Joe lured to Austin, Shane Gillis is easily his biggest get. He's probably the one guy Joe would have handpicked to move there, though he didn't really have.
Yeah, like Shane Gillis is actually like pretty funny. You know what I mean? I like him. I don't know. Let me think of the comedians I actually like. It's tough, dude. It's tough
to try.
It's hard to even say I like Shane Gillis because I haven't really seen any of his stand-up specials because I stopped watching him. But when I found his podcast, it was fun to listen to, you know.
From the start of his comedy career, it was always one of Shane's goals to make it onto JRE. And while the Rogan bump definitely boosted his career, Shane was the only comic in the Rogansphere who didn't actually need it, which is probably why he's so comfortable roasting Austin every chance he gets.
Texas is gayer than LA. I'll say it.
Texas is
Fair. That's fair.
Wait, why?
I'm sure not
A
the
lot
rest
of
of the
guys
state.
showing off.
Austin is
Well, yeah, as soon as all the gay ass comedians move out there, dude, what the fuck?
Austin is a gayer version of.
There is equally as many shirtless guys in Austin.
No.
Well, look, the thing is, Tony Hinchcliffe is in Texas and not in L.A. So by that, you know, like it's automatically right? I don't know.
I haven't seen one shirtless guy here.
I've seen it. Though.
I'm sure
Nate's
you've seen a
Nate's
bunch.
looking for him. Nate's
Yeah,
looking for him.
no, he went-
I'm not looking for him. We've been walking.
You went down. I know where you went.
I haven't left.
Joe's been bashing LA hard ever since he moved to Austin. Nothing he says about LA is good, which makes it even funnier when Shane says LA is better than Austin. Shane's always felt like a New York guy. He spent most of his time there and in Philly, so you've got to imagine it sucked to leave that behind for Austin, a city that's the polar opposite in every way. The pace, the people, and especially the weather.
It was a storm in Texas, and I have no power.
Okay.
And I have to be gone. I've
that
been on the
happens.
road
They
for like a
they're- 'cause
week,
they're
and I
on
was
their own
going
power grid like fucking idiots. Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
And I was gonna
Like fucking idiots.
do laundry before I
hate
left for this
Akash.
trip.
Right.
But everything, I have no power for like 3 days.
Yeah.
Texas fucking blows.
I didn't know that.
So, dude, the second you run out,
Shane. Come on.
the second
back.
Look, dude, Andrew Schultz can't sit up straight. He's sitting like all the way to the side, dude. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
the second
bro?
we ran out of power, the house was 90 degrees.
Yeah.
Oh my god. And just bugs.
And it's June. And that will go out in August.
Bugs came in immediately. The house filled with bugs. I'm just laying in the dark. You would have liked it. I lit some candles.
I mean, that's just the South, I guess. You know
Read a
what I mean?
book.
For years, Tony Hinchcliffe and Joe Rogan have been
Look at this. The straightest man in the world. The straightest man in the world. You know his Corvette has 2 speedometers? Do you guys know that?
pushing to crown Austin as the new comedy capital of the world. And during the lockdowns, especially in LA, that idea actually started to look possible. The comedy scene out west was basically
boy.
non-existent. Kill Tony needs a live audience to survive, and with LA shut down, Tony didn't have much of a choice. Moving to Texas wasn't some grand
Also, Kill Tony. Let's be honest. Ric Flair was right.
vision, it was survival. Bars were still open, crowds were still showing up, and stage time was available, so the move felt more like necessity than destiny.
I love this city with all my heart. I never thought I would leave LA, and then when the shit hit the fan and riots and governments, and you realize taxes are absolutely insane for what we were getting, and I feel more at home here than I ever did there, and I was there for almost 20 years.
Yeah.
But when the plane's landing and you look out the right side and you see downtown Austin instead of downtown LA, it feels more like, oh, yeah.
It's a better place for comedy, too, in terms of, like, you don't have the traffic. It's not a grind. It's the middle of the country, so if you want to travel to other cities, it's easy to get to. The club situation is amazing. There's so many clubs. There's Cap
Amazing.
City. There's Creek in the Cave. There's
For some reason, Joe's completely turned
You
on
named
LA.
2, Joe.
These days, the only nice thing he'll say about it is the weather, and even that feels like a reluctant compliment. It's just weird how he and Tony badmouth it now. But then you've got their friend, Tim Dillon, who, like Shane, doesn't really need the Rogansphere bump. Guy makes millions a year just off his podcast, so he's not exactly worried about stepping on anyone's toes, which is why he's perfectly comfortable speaking his mind about Austin, especially
His podcast is still
when
that
it comes
big.
to comparing it to LA.
The city of Austin, Texas, let's be very honest, is dangerous. The homeless there are more aggressive than I've ever seen them in New York.
Yeah.
There's pockets of it that really do look San Fran-like.
Yeah.
It's not good.
yeah.
Like as a metropolis, it's
And
bad.
it's pretty
brown.
small.
It's small. It's brown. There's no grass. It's
I think he is wearing like a Ukraine hat.
not green. It turns brown. For 4 months out of the year, it's over 100 degrees. The lake is vomit colored.
Well, it was good that all of y'all moved over there without like looking into any of that. You know, I feel like if you're gonna move halfway across the country, you should at least read up on where you're going to. You know, I feel like these aren't. again, guys, these guys think they're geniuses and they have all these epiphanies. Like, I feel like you could have gone on Reddit and found all of this out before you decided to move over there, bro.
And there were brain-eating amoebas that can swim up your nose and kill you within 48 hours.
Yeah, that's great. They got those at Disney World too, bro. Like, that's nothing special.
It's rare, but it happens.
One of the biggest knocks on Austin is the homeless problem. It's a college.
Okay, the thing about this is the homeless problem, I feel like, is a Rogan thing. Like, all those guys want to be in the Rogansphere. I feel like that's what's going on there. All the guys who moved over there to do Kill Tony every week, and then, you know, like, you know what I mean? They move out there to live in their car and try to get on Kill Tony until they can go on tour with Joe. You know, I feel like that's what the whole grift is. That these guys aren't like they're not like natural homeless, you know what I mean?
College town in a red state, but the city itself leans heavily blue. That means you get policies like defund the police paired with branding like keep Austin weird. Matt McCusker moved to Austin with Shane, and he seems to have a story about a homeless encounter every week.
Oh, a homeless guy with a fucking sword cane in Austin recently. That was freaking me out.
I think I've seen that guy.
Really?
Is he by the Mothership?
He was close. He was by like the Black Rabbit.
Okay.
Homeless guy. Imagine it's just someone trying to do a set.
He had like I was just like carrying a box of stuff and heard a lady like, "Don't poke anyone with that." And I was like, I looked over and this guy had like, dude, the blade was like that long, and I was
Nice.
like, Jesus freaking Christ.
Damn, it's a cool homeless.
I'm still waiting for the day. Like, they 4 of them test me, and they're like, we're like, every time I pass them, I'm like, today could be the day.
They're gonna test you.
I'm gonna
Eventually.
test my survival skills.
Shane's absolutely right. They will test you in Austin. Joe List was on JRE, and he talked about how he got tested. He was
Well, I feel like Joe List is a guy you gotta test. Like, look at this guy. How could you not just test him immediately?
warned to avoid 6th Street, but he got lost and ended up getting accosted by some doctors and engineers. The best part, Rogan just sits there making that uncomfortable face he does when he's still trying to defend Austin, but he has to sit through his comedian friend casually explaining just how sketchy the city actually is.
So we drove down the street, and the guy was kind of saying, you know, they've taken over. It's crazy. It's scary. Be careful.
The
Whatever.
Lyft driver saying
Yeah.
that?
So I'm like, well, he was like a driver, but so I'm already like in my head, and then I asked the lady, I was like, is it safe walking around here now? It feels like it's changed a bit, and she was like, just avoid 6th Street, and I was like, all right, got it.
I feel like 6th Street is where the mothership is.
And then I was like, I'm gonna go to the creek, do a spot. Texted Rebecca, and it's like an 8-minute walk. So I was like, I'll walk there. And then I started to get closer, and I saw these 2 guys walking towards me, and they seemed like, you know, ne'er-do-wells, just, you know, by the way they were presenting themselves. And then there was a guy on a bicycle, like a BMX style bike, who kind of was with them and then rode ahead and kind of did like a loop behind me. I came to the intersection, which is where I guess.
Guys, guess where the comedy mothership is? Fucking 6th Street, bro. What the fuck? Yo. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
That homeless shelter is, and there was like 40 homeless people, not like sleeping in tents or on the sidewalk.
Guys, these aren't homeless people. These are guys dying to get a spot.
But like
okay?
Fighting, yelling, bottles smashing. And I was just like, I don't feel like walking through that. That doesn't seem great. So we just met right there.
Those guys are just you guys before you got the spots in, before you crafted that perfect dig joke. That's you. That's like you looking into the past, bro. You know what I mean? That's like a time machine almost.
There. And then the guy's like, you wouldn't be following us, would you? And I was like, no, I'm just lost. And I kind of did like I don't want anything to do with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And then the guy got like right up into my face and was like, you better be fucking lost. Why don't you get lost? And like whatever else. Whoa. I was in like,
well, why do you do that voice?
Panic mode, so I couldn't. Oof. And then there was one of those like scooters, you know.
Let's be honest, this guy is constantly in panic mode. You know what I mean?
Those rental scooters that are everywhere.
Yeah.
And he just gave that like a hard kick and did like this thing, and we were kind of like manager and an umpire, just like right there. And
yeah, it's all baseball, brother.
I went, no, I'm getting out of here, and I just kind of walked around and then swallowed all pride and just went full run.
For a lot of the comedians,
did you run to the mothership, bro?
Who made the move to Austin, I'm sure it was fun at first. New city, new scene, fresh start. But then reality sets in. 6 months of summer, 6th Street taken over by rogue doctors and engineers, and the barbecue that everyone swears by but secretly just kind of sucks. Shane, though, was pretty much over it from day one. He avoided 6th Street altogether when he first got there. Said it reminded him of Fallujah, which honestly, Fallujah may be generous.
The comedy mothership is on 6th Street, guys. Isn't that crazy?
Now that you live here, do you get to enjoy 6th Street? I assume you do.
I don't love it. I try to avoid it, honestly.
It's it's a weird scene down there. I think the fact that like it's that the club has that incredible security. It's got like rings of steel there. It's like it's like an airport. It's like a fort. It's a lot of different things, and then it's just all of that craziness in front of it.
Yeah, for a guy who's like really into privacy and anti-government overreach, like Rogan loves to get everybody's, like, apparently you got to like take your picture there. You got to show ID and you're put into this system where like your face will be automatically recognized if you heckle. Like, isn't that part of it? Like, I feel like when I was younger, like my favorite videos of comedians were them like going back and forth with like roasting a heckler, but I guess these guys don't know how to do that. I don't know what's going on.
Those guys must be like.
But don't forget, the comedy mothership is on 6th Street.
These guys are trained. Trained up. They're professionals. They're looking at that.
So that means even Rogan didn't do his research when moving there, because he could have bought a club not on 6th Street. You know what I mean? He could have bought one on a nicer street, one that everyone isn't like, dude, it's crazy because everybody is complaining about this 6th Street, and that's where the fucking comedy mothership is. Think about that, dude.
That like I wish I could jump in on.
Yeah, that's a mess.
Like, what the fuck,
That
dude?
wasn't the only time Shane compared Austin to Fallujah. During his first appearance on JRE, years before he moved to Austin, they were talking about how insane 6th Street was. If the same stuff was happening in LA, Joe would be calling the government communist and renting a...
But he can't do that here because he doesn't want to give 6th Street too bad of a name, because that's where his comedy club is, bro. What the fuck?
About tyranny. But because it's happening in Austin, he just shrugs it off, calls them knuckleheads, and somehow spins it as a good thing. Like the streets being unsafe is just part of the city's charm now. Makes it more fun.
Knuckleheads decided to defund the police, which is a super unwise move. And it gets weird down there.
It's like Bonnaroo out there, dude. It was just intense and on drugs.
Yeah, it's but you know what?
That's y'all's crowd, man. That's what's
Relatively
crazy.
speaking, it's exciting.
Yeah, you're excited. Yeah, you got a fucking driver and a bodyguard, dude. And you do karate. Yeah, it's fun. I'm walking around just like, dude, I'm gonna get fucked
Don't
up
walk
here.
around. You're supposed to.
You gotta walk around.
Get from the parking lot into the structure, and then from the structure into the parking lot, and then we vacate the area.
Do not mingle
you
with
secure the perimeter
commoners.
of the area with security.
Yeah, I like
You have
doing
a lot of
comedy
shows.
in fucking Fallujah.
Yeah.
What the fuck, dude?
It's part of the fun.
It is fun. It is fun, but
It is.
till it's not.
Until it's not. Yes.
One
But
day
that's-
somebody's not gonna have
Yeah,
fun.
yeah. But that's like part of what the fun is. Like,
True.
you cannot have light without dark. You cannot have sunshine without rain. If you have sunshine all the time,
You can't have the comedy mothership without a bunch of rising stars around it, making the entire street known as a shitty place nationwide. Dude, what the fuck?
you have California and everybody's fucked up.
Yeah.
They don't know what to do.
I'm 100% certain you don't need darkness to make a city a fun place to live. At this point, Joe's practically gaslighting himself. He even tried spinning California's good weather as a bad thing. Now that the comedy mothership and the comedians who migrated with it have had time to settle in, the vibe feels different. Not exactly what I think they imagined when this whole Austin experiment started. And it's not just a city. Ann Soder even said the mothership feels like a clique.
The comedy mothership is so tight knit, right? And it's I also heard it's not a fun hang if you're an Austin comic.
What, the mothership?
If you're not like in with Rogan and his crew, if you're coming up, it's not like the Cellar. The Cellar, you could sit at the bar
Cellar.
and feel awkward. I've heard
Shut
the
the
mothership,
fuck
you have to
up,
get past Navy SEALs to get into the
I
green.
love Rogan.
That's another thing I'm extremely tired of when it comes to all these the Cellar, like all these places, all these shit kicker hole in the wall places. It's not like the Cellar, man.
I love the club. I think it's perfect.
Here we go. Joe List again. Here we go with Joe List.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I have no idea, and every time I go there, I feel joy in my heart. You
fucking.
Yeah. So behind the camera, the guys fucking.
Only club that when they go, do you want to? I go yes before they even say, and then I feel joy.
Yeah, and he swung me. I'm I'm all in on Trump.
Oh my God, dude.
Smart guy. Very smart.
The atmosphere not being all that welcoming to every comedian is kind of ironic, considering it was supposed to be this fresh start, like this comedy utopia. Mark Norman even said that it feels like some topics are off limits in the comedy mothership green room.
As a city, it's just you cannot compare it. Sorry, to New York or Los Angeles. Can't be
Nice to
compared.
hear that.
Can't be compared.
nice to hear it.
I mean, that's not news to anyone, right? I mean, no one.
Not to us.
Don't say that in the green room of the mothership. They'll stab you.
Mark Norman's always been outspoken about Austin. And like Tim and Shane, he doesn't really need the Rogan bump anymore to keep the paychecks rolling in, which means he's not afraid to say
Close your legs, you fucking retard, dude.
how he
Jesus.
really feels about Austin.
Okay, well, let me just say I went to Austin, and gotta tell you that Austin. I don't know how these people, these Gillises or these Tyler Fish or these Seguras, who must be Greek.
Funny.
How do they live there? I mean, it's that city is a boiling pot of evil goo just circling a dish.
A wordsmith, guys. He's such a wordsmith.
What do you mean? The heat? The homeless?
The heat, the homeless, the drugs, the whores, the cigarettes, the show.
That sounds like all stuff you probably like, bro.
The fucking pork taco, the tequila.
It's funny hearing Norman and all these other comedians describe Austin now that they've actually lived in it for a few years. The shine's definitely worn off. One comic Rogan tried to get to move there was Bobby Lee. And honestly, you've got to give Bobby Lee credit. He could have easily been
Absolute king. I love Bobby Lee. Absolute king.
a part of the Rogansphere, but he had the foresight to not buy into the hype.
We're moving next month.
Out of state.
Yeah.
The fish.
Where?
I bought a house.
Because here's the thing about Bobby Lee. He actually had a fucking gig while these guys were doing $5 spots, like all over America. You know what I mean? Walking from one comedy store to the other, you know, just for $5. I just need to do a spot, bro.
House in Austin.
Congratulations.
Yeah, who gives a fuck?
But I'll come back.
No.
Keep it in my office. I'm keeping my office.
No.
It's Tom Segura, dude.
Oh, no. It's, you know what? It's so funny.
What's so funny?
What's funny about it is I think it's going to backfire on you.
Really?
Yeah.
How so?
I don't want to get into it now because I want to end.
Okay.
You know, and this is a completely different
Podcast
discussion.
over,
All right.
Tom.
You know?
Well, I've spent quite a bit, so I'm really looking forward to that.
Great.
Backfiring. Thanks.
Yeah. I think that, you know, it's a mistake.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we're leaving in about a month.
Yeah, and I have to add on to that, right? Not only is it a mistake, that I think it's you're gonna miss a wave.
A wave?
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
I think you think that the waves are big there, but the waves are popping off here in about a year from now.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I don't. And
Yeah, Bobby's only been in LA making it happen for himself. I mean, since I was a little boy, I'll say that. You know what I mean? And probably a lot longer, you know, even before I found out about him. So I don't know. He might know what he's talking about. And he also kind of looks like the wise monk at the top of the Hollywood sign. You know what I mean? The guy you go see to actually learn about comedy.
By the way, I trust my judgment a lot more than you.
Really?
Right? Yeah. Shut the fuck up, dude.
Yeah, and you do too.
I think deep down, Bobby was more hurt than anything. A lot of Joe Rogan's career seems to have had a ripple effect.
Yeah, your judgment's great. You know what's funny is Tom and his wife had Tom and Christina had Andrew Tate on, probably like before anybody else. So yeah.
On Bobby. He's always been friends with guys in the Rogansphere, but he kept getting caught in the crossfire. First with the whole Carlos Mencia situation, again during the Brendan Schaub subreddit drama, and when his friends started moving away to follow Rogan to Austin, I'm sure he just felt bummed out. When Bobby finally made his return to the JRE nearly a decade after his last appearance, Joe confronted him about talking trash on Austin.
You should come. I know you were talking shit about moving to Austin, but listen.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did. I watched the video.
No, I didn't.
Don't lie. You did. You did. Like,
I
I'm
say?
not fucking moved to Austin. I don't leave my neighborhood. I don't go to Compton. I stay right here.
Could I say something?
What?
You know what, man? No, you know. You know what, man? You know what, man?
What?
Listen,
What?
you have to understand what you guys did.
What did we do?
You guys took half of the talent out.
Yeah.
So I was just butthurt.
We brought another bunch in too. Like Shane Gillis lives here.
Oh,
I
yeah,
know.
Good for you.
I know he does.
We're doing
now.
great.
I know you guys are killing it.
We're having
I went to
so
the club
much
last
fun.
night.
Come move here.
I know,
It's-
but
you're more than Paulie's thinking about it. Paulie's here a lot.
I know. And
Paulie
then
was just here the
Theo's
other day.
thinking
He's
about
killing
it.
Theo's thinking about
Right.
it. Yeah. They're all just worried that like people go, oh, you moved there to suck on Rogan's nuts.
I would never suck your nuts.
Joe will do just about anything to convince someone to uproot their life and move to Austin. It's like his own personal side
Misery
quest.
loves
Theo
company.
Vaughn never made the move, but Duncan Trussell eventually gave in. Duncan held out for a while, even after Joe literally offered to buy him a house. He even tried to bribe Ari Shafir with a car.
Me and Jack Cornfield.
You would love it. You
How
would love
about
him.
that? Our first episode that convinces you to move to Austin, Texas.
I would come to Austin, Texas to
Would you
meet
move?
Jack. No.
What if I bought you a house? Would you live in it?
Joe, I love that you would buy me a house, but I wouldn't move. Isn't that what's cool about us? Like, one of the cool things about us is you could say, I will buy you a house. That's not why I would want to be with you for the house. Or
I know.
I know, man, and I understand. But, like, for me, it's like, off camera, I will talk to you about the reason we made the decision.
Yeah. Why you hurt my feelings?
Lives in New York.
Why you
New
hurt my
York.
feelings?
When I get out of New York, I will.
Come
All
move
right.
here so you can get a car.
Done.
Get a space laser.
Done. He's gonna get the car and sell it.
If I buy you a car, will you drive it?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh
Where
shit!
gonna
You
park
guys,
it?
your special
Okay.
comes out.
Yeah, my special's out
Oh,
today.
If you
that's
move
right.
here,
We're
Forgot to
promoting
say
it.
this. Yeah, right now.
If you move here, I'll buy you a dope car.
What's it called?
Hold on a
G2?
second.
Hold on.
Hold on a second. I
You make more money than him.
Tim Dillon lasted the shortest amount of
Yeah, Ari's disgusting.
time in
bro.
Austin out of any comedian in the Rogan sphere. He moved there and was gone by 2021. It didn't take long for him to realize that Austin's culture was never going to match LA or New York.
But I moved here because, first and foremost, I said, something new will be good.
Oh, is Ben back on the podcast?
I was wrong. So when Joe wants to create a comedy hub here, God bless him, but he's fighting against a current. And cultures matter, and this culture's been around for a very long time. And I have no interest in colonizing a city and making people, making
Yeah, bringing in so many rising stars, dude. Like, it's a bad idea, dude.
it into a great comedy city. I don't care. The tech people are moving here. They'll have 3D printed brisket. They'll have the house values will go up. I bought a home here. I'll rent it or I'll keep it, and I'm not worried about that. I think it's a great real estate move. I'm speaking solely about comedy and me and this show. It is not the move. Austin has many of the problems of Los Angeles. A lot of the homeless people. But I gave it some effort. I gave it,
Yeah, it's a lot like a bunch of the rappers that I knew that were like, oh, we got to move to Atlanta, bro. Like, why would you think that you can move to Atlanta and blow up from Atlanta, dude? Like, you're not from there. I don't know. It's weird, dude. It's weird.
I've been downtown 4 or 5 times. That's enough.
That's enough.
The first time I went down there, homeless people were throwing bottles at us as we walked out of the creek in the cave. I don't
Again, they were probably not home. They were rising stars, bro. Those people are there to become you guys. You
give
know?
a fuck about Austin. I love Texas. I love the areas around Austin are beautiful. I like Dallas and Houston and Fort Worth, and the audiences are great. But I don't care what happens to the comedy community of Austin, Texas. I don't care. It has been forever a community of sloth-like people. Truly, slugs. Slugs. And they should have it. It should be for them. Joe Rogan can walk around
Like the biggest slug of all time, talking about a whole city being slugs.
here and ask people, be like, hey, why don't you write more? Shouldn't you work out? It's not going to work because they're losers to the bone. These people are losers to the fucking bone. The stench of human failure in this city is so that you cannot.
This is like a fat Agent Smith.
Not breathe. The food is shit. There's 2 places that make good barbecue.
Yeah, anyway, comedy, just like Tim, very gay.